All right, in barbershops and beauty salons everywhere across the country, this is definitely being discussed, and that is the NBA major shakeup that happened this Thursday after Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka was suspended for the entire upcoming season for, quote, violations of team policies, the team announced. Now, multiple sources have told ESPN and the AP that Udoka violated policy by having a relationship with the female staffer. But neither the team nor Udoka have confirmed those reports, and Udoka has not responded to NBC's request for comments, but he has released a statement apologizing to the team, fans, and his family, saying he accepts the team's decision. Many people don't, however. So joining me now to talk about that is Karin Phillips. He's a senior writer and editor at Deadspin, and back with me, Jason Johnson. Let's get into it, Karin. We're not defending the allegations against Udoka, obviously, especially since nothing has been confirmed. But the punishment of one of the few black head coaches in the NBA who led the Celtics to the playoffs nearly to a championship is one of the most severe we've ever seen, especially given what's happening with so many other people right now, coughs in Brett Favre and Sarver. What do you make of that?
I make of that this is a situation where we have a lot of speculation. Especially in the black community, as you said, in the barbershop and beauty salons, because this is about Nia Long. This is why we're interested, and this is why we want to know. But we don't know, and that is the issue here. There's so much out there that people think might have happened, but we don't know actually happened because Ime Udoka isn't talking, and neither is the Celtics, because the Celtics botched this. These reports came out late Wednesday night, and then they have this press conference on Thursday, but still, it's like the basics of journalism. We don't know the who, what, when, where. Like, we don't know all the questions to actually have the correct conversation and commentary about this situation. What we have is a lot of page-sitch gossip that's really juicy and entertaining, especially on Twitter. But we know we just have this black man who has this one-year suspension. And that lets me know that something real really went down. And I'm just being quiet and staying out of grown folks' business until we get all the facts.
I want to toss it up. First of all, I want to say shout out to that Love Jones poster hanging in your background. But Jason has a question for you.
I swear, folks are shooting more shots than Steph Curry in the last 48 hours. Come on, I gotta ask you this. The part about this story that has been fascinating to me is not just, as you've mentioned, the fact that there's so much speculation and not a lot of confirmed reports. I am surprised by the absolute silence from the NBA coaches union. Usually in an instance where somebody gets suspended, the union comes out and says, hey, we're going to investigate this, or we're going to appeal this one way or another. It's been 36, 48 hours, and we've heard nothing from one of the more powerful unions in professional sports. Why do you think that's the case? I mean, do you think that they think this is too big of a problem? They don't want to touch it? Do you think Udoka's like, hey, I'm just going to accept this? Why haven't we heard from the union in defense or even commentary about the suspension?
Well, like, I don't want to speak for you, but what I think you're hinting at is that half of the coaches in the NBA are black, which is a huge thing that a lot of people don't know about. But it's bigger than that, Jason. Like, the coaches aren't talking, players aren't talking, former players aren't talking, no one's talking. And that is the thing I want to keep bringing attention to, is that when something like this happens and no one talks, it's usually pretty bad. Or people have just realized they want no parts of this, and they're going pure Pontius Pilate, and they're washing their hands of it. And that should tell us all something, because as much as we want to know, trust me, I would like to know and write about this and come back on this show and talk about it for days and weeks galore. But until then, I'm going to do the thing that so many other people haven't done and just be quiet, because if everyone else who probably has this information hasn't said anything in this social media era with news breaks left and right, that has me being like, okay, like, this is really, really serious.
Yeah, that's a good point. And when we do know, you'll definitely come back on the show, Karin. But I do want to just make the point. We have a lot more information about Robert Sarver and what happened with him. Jason, I know you have thoughts and probably a question for Karin about it. But I was baffled by some of the weirdo, inappropriate, unethical things we have. Curious Karin's thought, but you take it over.
I will start with this. Like Donald Sterling's like, yo, I'm impressed, right? Because like Donald Sterling was running around using the N-word and engaging in a lot of inappropriate behavior that, quite frankly, would border on sexual harassment. But Sarver, I mean, asking about people's private areas, where they shave, doing these odd kind of comparisons. I mean, you talk about a hostile work environment. This was being created by the boss. I am shocked that it took this long for him to be removed, but I'm happy about it. And one other thing, because you've talked about this a lot and I think it's important, when you have that kind of leadership, are we surprised that he wasn't a huge advocate for bringing Brittany Griner back? Because remember, he's the owner of the Phoenix team, where Brittany Griner plays, as well as the Suns, and this is the kind of leadership that was lacking when it comes to a player being essentially held hostage abroad.
Well, very good point there. And I do, we're running out of time, but I do want to just get some thoughts on a happy note with all of these challenging sports headlines. And that is the New York Yankees slugger, Aaron Judge. He chases a home run record, and some fans howl at this Apple streaming exclusive. So I don't think we have a soundbite, but I do think we may have some information on that. I don't see it on the screen, so maybe we don't. But congratulations on chasing that home run. I'm a sports expert, but I'm not really.
On sport ball?
Well, I don't know a lot about baseball. But I'm an expert on every other sport.
That's okay.
Thank you.
We're going to have that lacrosse conversation soon.
Yes, exactly.